Joining us now is Kavitha Surana, national reporter for Pro Publica. Kavitha, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So first, let's talk about your newest reporting about increased maternal deaths following the abortion ban. How significant is this increase, and what would you say is causing it?
Pro Publica purchased hospital discharge data to try to get a window into what are the outcomes for women who are facing pregnancy complications in their second trimester. And what we found is that sepsis rates for women who are hospitalized for a pregnancy loss in their second trimester rose more than 50% after Texas outlawed abortion. And now to explain a little more about sepsis, it's a life-threatening condition that's a reaction to an infection, and it can move really quickly and have serious long-term effects. It can lead to loss of organs, loss of fertility, and even death. So experts said that seeing this rise so dramatically really speaks to how the effects of the ban is not a case of just one or two doctors making the wrong call, but really a basic change in how doctors are treating and interacting with pregnant patients in many places across the state.
And to hear that, that's a rather stunning statistic, and we'll talk more about how that played out in real time in a woman's case. But first, I want to ask you, what does your reporting reveal about the state's response to the impact of this abortion ban on maternal care, like you just said? How vigorously or not have state officials looked into this?
Well, we decided to do this reporting after realizing that no one was systematically looking into the effects of this ban with any urgency. In Texas, the state has a maternal mortality review committee, and that would be the best organization equipped to review these kinds of deaths, but they are barred from reviewing any cases that include abortion procedures, even if it's during a miscarriage. And they have decided to skip reviewing cases from 2022 and 2023 deaths, the years after the state banned abortion, saying that they want to get a more contemporary view. So we went out and did the kind of work that they do. We went to county medical examiners' offices and we asked for autopsy records. We spoke with families and asked for their help to get hospital records. And then we consulted with dozens of experts, including many people who have served on these kind of committees in other states, to get a better picture of what happened.
And part of the problem with these deaths in serious cases, they relate to a previously common procedure known as a D&C for women experiencing a miscarriage. It's also used in early abortion, so a lot of doctors, they're reluctant, it seems, to use it right now. In the Houston case that you reported on, that well-known Houston case, that played a role. Can you explain what happened there?
I think you're referring to a case we investigated about Portia Gumezi. She was a 35-year-old finance manager who lived in Houston with her husband and two sons, and they were excited for a third pregnancy. At about 11 weeks, she went to the hospital bleeding heavily, and an ultrasound showed no sign of a fetal heartbeat. And her mother-in-law, who was a doctor, advised them that she would need a procedure to clear the uterus. That's a D&C. It's the fastest way to stop the bleeding, stop the chance for infection. But her doctor instead suggested that she take a medication that would speed labor. Now, we spoke with a dozen medical experts who looked at a summary of her records, and they said that this was not the appropriate course for her condition. She was passing blood clots the size of grapefruits and had significant risk factors. So this medication wouldn't work fast enough to stop that bleeding. But as you said, some doctors in Texas have told us that they've seen colleagues avoiding this procedure because it's the same procedure for abortions and it has become so stigmatized. So there's so much paperwork, there's questions around providing it, also from other medical staff who may believe that they could be prosecuted for aiding and abetting an abortion if they participate. So they're more likely to use the medication even when it's not the safest and most effective or respectful of the patient's wishes.
And it's just an absolute tragedy to hear this story, and this is not the only story of its kind like this here in Texas. And you talked to us about how you were able to find some of these specific cases of maternal deaths, but per your reporting now, do you expect to find more deaths and uncover more deaths like these?
Well, I will say we've only looked at a small slice of autopsy records in Texas and also in other states. This is really shoe leather work that takes a lot of work to get those records. And even autopsies are only a small slice of maternal deaths that have happened in the state. We are continuing this work. We're continuing to request these records and review them with experts and try to find out more, not only in Texas, but also in other states that have outlawed abortion.
Well, that is definitely reporting that we will stay tuned for. Well, Kavitha, thank you so much to yourself and to the team at Pro Publica for shedding light on this issue through your shoe leather investigative journalism.
Thanks for having me.